Everybody, Bloodmoon FT back for Guilty Gear Lore, Heaven or Hell, Duel 3 by Wooly Versus. Now, it's been a day since I posted part 2, so I'm going to probably be reacting to the last 3 in one sitting. So, you'll see the rest of them in the next couple days, up until when the game comes out, which I'm super excited for. Each day it gets closer, I'm just more and more excited. Hopefully the day one isn't too rough. I've been watching more videos, especially like Max. I've been seeing videos, his thoughts about the betas and all that good stuff. Because, Arc System did all the console players really good. They hate us PC players. So, we haven't really gotten a chance to touch it at all until it releases, which sucks. And I heard that there's not even crossplay, which I feel only hurts the game in the long run, especially for PC players. But yeah, I'm very excited, and we're just going to jump straight into the next part.
The saga continues.
The saga continues. Welcome back. Let's
go.
go.
Put these pieces together to help you understand the last 2 decades of lore. It's awesome to see how many of you guys are getting in there.
Yes, sir.
As we approach Guilty Gear Strive
211.
soon, the information density is getting amped up.
God, they look so good.
The story so far means we're ready. No brakes on this train.
Nice. Whew. Let's get into it. Heaven or hell?
Heaven or hell?
Heaven or hell? You ain't from Michigan if you haven't done this. 2183 to 2187. All right. Guilty Gear 2.
In the world of Guilty Gear, time can be convoluted. Alternate timelines and parallel realities are not foreign concepts to consider. Sometimes events are depicted that differ from the main path that we know, but observing these events can give an insight into the motivations that shape the world. 2181 AD, Guilty Gear XX, The Midnight Carnival, Reload, and Accent Core.
Ooh! I saw Jam! Ooh. Whoa. Zappa. Bridget. Slayer. Hey, Dizzy. I saw Testament, right? Kai and Soul, of course. Alright. So we got a couple new characters, it seems.
Shortly after Dizzy leaves the Grove, a collection of disruptive events occurs outside of the main timeline. The common denominator in all of them is the being known as Ino.
Ooh, she's hot.
Incredibly powerful with magic and time manipulation, Ino is a musical outsider that doesn't know where she comes from.
What, Bayonetta with a guitar?
Of tomorrow. Without knowing
oh my god.
Ino witnessed a dull, gray future awaiting humanity, and now she's obsessed with changing that future by any means necessary. In most circumstances, this means stirring up trouble and creating conflict with her guitar Marlene, and altering major events for historical figures. No small feat, but made possible due to her ability to meddle with causality by slipping freely to and from any timeline.
Whoa. Wait, she's Funny Valentine.
In a similar manner to Axel Lowe.
D4C.
The main difference being her ability to control it.
Ooh.
But no matter how many times she repeats history, the future always converges
on
a single point.
Why is she so hot?
The dull gray future awaiting humanity remained unchanged. She becomes one of that man's closest associates, and frequently takes it upon herself to eliminate anything or anyone that she believes stands in his way.
Yeah, that's pretty strong powers.
Her methods frequently upset him.
That's literally D4C.
2173 AD, the Battle of Rome.
Oh, did she change the Battle of Rome?
Another reality.
Ooh!
In one previous instance of her time traveling, Ino is present in 2173 AD, just before Kai's last stand at the Battle of Rome. Ino pretends to be a helpless victim when she's found by Kai, but Holy Order Sol senses danger and immediately swims
Dang!
her. Baiting Kai's sympathy, she later tricks him into searching hopelessly to rescue her, instead of retreating, as over 200 large class and 3 Megadeth class gears descend upon the city.
What the?
Though Sol arrives to help, this time he's too late. Ino laughs to herself as Kai dies in Sol's arms.
Holy crap. Yo, you know?
This causes a domino effect, leading to a damned world where Sol becomes commander of the Sacred Order, waging a lost war against Dizzy, who never meets Kai and chooses instead to inherit the will of justice.
Wow.
With Johnny killed, Captain May leads the Jellyfish Pirates into battle alongside Sol and Potemkin. But after 10 years of conflict, humanity is about to be wiped out.
My god, what a dark
Ino
timeline.
roams this apocalypse, and after putting an end to a roaming murderous Dr. Baldhead,
Aw.
she eventually makes her way to the center of the Gear stronghold and meets that man for the first time. To her disappointment, he is shackled, enchained, and completely powerless.
Whoa.
But his words and vision for a different future pique her interest. Curious to see what the world he hopes for would look like, she uses her powers to revisit 2173 AD and save Kai, thereby correcting the timeline.
Okay.
Witnessing the result of her temporal change, he asks her to lend her strength to his goals.
Oh my
She
god.
accepts.
Is she a gear?
Through the reflection of Ino's
Bro, the
timeline
jiggle
disruptions,
physics, good
we
lord.
see glimpses of alternate reality scenarios. Eddie, dying, lashes out at anything it can, desperate for a new host.
Okay.
Zato One's corpse can no longer provide sustenance, and time is running out. At one point, it attempts to possess Slayer's wife Sharon, but the light emanating from her immortal body melts the forbidden beast away.
Okay. Fog?
Robokai, setting
I forgot
fire
about Robokai.
to Jam Kuradoberi's restaurant.
What?
Slayer reveals to Testament
It was
that his nearly
Robokai!
extinct race of vampires, the Nightwalkers, used to be humanity's greatest enemy.
Alright, I hate
before the Age of
Robokai.
Gears.
I don't vibe with Robokai.
Axel Lowe's time-slipping condition is diagnosed by Faust as an affliction caused by the existence of another Axel.
Whoa.
Baiken finally
Ooh.
confronts that man. She asks if he would prefer to die quickly or die slow and painful. Before effortlessly stopping her, he answers, "Death is not a choice. Death is giving up."
Ooh, okay.
He chooses to live slowly and painfully. For now.
Interesting, okay.
Angie Mito meets that man and gets to ask his ultimate question. If gear technology allows human life to be extended
Sure.
and saves the environment, and the discovery of magic has already solved the renewable energy crisis,
Sure.
and the Earth's population has the ability to expand outward to space if needed, and we have all these clear solutions to all of our problems, why? Why did it end up like this? To this, that man answers, divine punishment. Angie asks him to be more
You
specific.
know, to do with like religion?
That man extends his hand and invites Angie to come along if he's prepared to defy both heaven and earth.
Did he take? Did he go?
That man appears before Saul, not to fight, but to warn him
Jeez.
of a coming threat that will make the Crusades seem like a dim memory. A time that will require men to become more than men, and gears to become more than gears.
Oh, okay. This is like some endgame type
Eventually.
stuff.
Raven and that man capture Ina and stop her time mischief.
Good. Holy crap, she was doing some stuff. They put her on ice. At least she's
These
hot.
timelines also introduce us to a number of noteworthy individuals. Zappa,
Jeez.
an ordinary young man from Australia.
Looks
who
like a
one day
JoJo
becomes
character.
Cursed and possessed by supernatural spirits, seeking Dr. Faust's help. He is prone to often losing his memory when he's taken over by Esco, the vengeful spirit of a dead woman with a grudge against any happy couples.
Okay.
His body was chosen because of his resemblance to the lover that abandoned her,
Oh.
causing her to take her own life. Zappa's contorted body is also host to a number of minor
That's
ghosts,
actually
an
creepy.
enchanted blade, a ghost dog, and a powerful lightning manifestation named Rao. Unlike Esco, however, These other spirits are more outwardly protective and caring of their host.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Bridget. Born the youngest brother from a set of twins to a multi-billionaire family, Bridget's town superstitiously believed that male twins bring misfortune, and were so committed to this idea.
Bro, I was thinking some stuff. Okay, it's a guy. Let me get those, clear them out of my head.
Neither of these options appealed to Bridget's parents, however.
No wonder.
So they chose to raise him as a daughter instead of a son.
Okay.
Despite a kind and loving upbringing, Bridget saw that his parents felt guilty for what they did, and tried his best but couldn't convince them that he was truly happy. He decides to leave town with his possessed teddy bear weapon named Roger to become a bounty hunter.
What the heck?
Hoping to return successful and wealthy as a man, to prove their extreme superstitions incorrect.
I thought he was like a priest or something.
Abba. A shy homunculus created in a mountaintop laboratory named Flask by a scientist experimenting with artificial life. When Abba awakened, her creator was nowhere to be found. After 10 years of isolation and imprisonment, her yearning for freedom led to her becoming a key collector. After escaping Flask, by chance she encounters Flamant Nagel, a living demon war axe that was once wielded during the Crusades.
Okay.
Seeing it as a giant key, Abba names it Paracelsus and takes it as her husband, vowing to find him a real body.
Interesting. I feel like that's going to come back later.
The Butterfly and Her Gale.
Alright.
Chip Zanoff is reminiscing on the lessons his master Tsuyoshi taught him.
Good guy.
He comes across an assassination attempt on Erica Bartholomew, the 75th President of the United States. She ran alongside Vice President Colin Vernon. After Chip intervenes and saves the president's life, she explains that the U.S. government is currently being puppeted by the Assassin Syndicate. And that she's being targeted for her attempt to pass law in Congress that would sever their ties. As the Syndicate is also responsible for Tsuyoshi's death,
they got a common enemy.
Chip wants to see them ruined and agrees to become Erica's bodyguard until the bill is passed. The Assassin Syndicate persists in its hostility,
Okay, Chip, pop
attempting
off.
to blackmail congressmen and frame Zep, while sending an assassin named Wolf to infiltrate and finish the job. After luring Chip into a trap, Wolf shoots Erica with a black tech gun.
Oh, crap.
But she survives and continues addressing the
Let's go. That's willpower.
Chip later intercepts Wolf and recognizes him as the man responsible for killing his master.
Oh.
Wolf tauntingly insults the deceased Tsuyoshi
Get revenge.
and exposes Chip to the same drugs he was once addicted to.
Oh no.
Chip manages to overcome Wolf's tactics.
Let's go.
And defeats him using Ki. With support also
Good on you,
from the
Chip.
ZEP and the IPF, Erica passes the bill, dealing a significant blow to the Syndicate.
Good stuff.
Later, Kai delivers an IPF intel report to Chip, revealing that Tsuyoshi was actually an undercover agent embedded with the assassins, before escaping and taking Chip under his wing. Erica then asks Chip if he still intends to be president someday.
What?
He replies that he'll have to ask his master first.
Interesting.
2183 AD.
God, I love that art in the
The
background.
United Kingdoms of Illyria are officially recognized by the UN.
Okay. Oh yeah, Illyria, that's Russia, right?
Progress. A gathering of different city-states, philosophies, and religions.
So it seems like they're
came together
recovering
for
pretty
survival
well.
Reasons, eventually give way to a new melting pot culture.
Good stuff.
The nation's capital is built atop the ruins of Rome, and quickly becomes the largest metropolis of the post-Crusade world.
Okay. But this is the calm before the storm,
the massive
right?
state not only includes Europe, but much of Asia as well, splitting the continent with the Federation of China. Illyria is divided into 3 kingdoms. Through popular vote, Kai Kisk is elected first king.
Okay.
First Holy Order soldier Leo Whitefang is elected second.
I've seen this guy before.
And the third king is named Daryl.
Haven't seen him.
For whom there would be justice.
Oh no. Oh,
In
freaking
secret,
God.
Kai spends more time with Dizzy, and before long, they fall in love. Despite the fact that they could not legally be married within the system due to her being a half-gear, Kai proposes to her anyway.
Okay, Kai.
And they begin living together.
Okay.
After a year of bliss, they were expecting a child. Kai suppressed his latent feelings of guilt and immorality with newfound joy.
I'd be kind of worried though.
The reminder of his sins returned seeing the inhuman pregnancy his wife had to go through.
Uh-oh.
A doctor that knew of their situation assessed that Dizzy appeared to be halfway through her second trimester, but only 3 weeks had passed. Furthermore, the magic-based equivalent of an ultrasound was unable to see the fetus because it was encased in an egg.
Oh.
At some point during the nation's founding, Kai accepts an invitation from the Conclave.
Oh, Lord.
They point-blank tell Kai that they want him to become king of a new nation due to his popularity and status as a hero. Kai had previously considered that doing so would give him the power to create a better world for those who are suffering.
Yeah, but what's the catch?
But to suss out their motives, he politely dismisses his record as that of a military officer, unsuited for politics. The officials are blunt in their reply. That's fine if you don't do politics. You just have to keep your mouth shut and sit on the throne.
Ooh, he's like a puppet.
Realizing that they want a puppet king, Kai excuses himself and asks to postpone the decision. They agree, but as he turns away, they pay their compliments. By the way, your secret wife is quite charming, isn't she?
Oh, no.
She seems awfully familiar.
Oh, no.
Anyway, we look forward to your response.
That's gross, dude.
Unparalleled confession.
They better hide Dizzy.
Kai is worn down, praying desperately before a statue of the Virgin Mary when Sol arrives at the church.
What's up, Sol?
Sol notices a child hiding behind Dizzy's skirt named Sin. While he appears to be the size of a 3 or 4-year-old, Dizzy mentions that it's been 6 months. Gears not only mature at an advanced rate.
Oh, that's her kid.
They also develop superior cognitive abilities at a faster rate as well, essentially reaching adulthood.
Oh, well, at least she was able to actually give birth.
Sol notices the child's right eye is covered by an eye patch and feels as if something sinister is being hidden.
Oh, no.
Gesturing to Kai, Dizzy asks Sol to please help him. The man Sol sees praying is a shadow of his former self. Kai has pale, thin cheeks and bags under his lifeless eyes.
Ooh.
Sol smirks to himself as he notices Kai's right eye covered by an eye patch as well. What did you come here for?
I was gonna say, is he like sick or
God
depressed?
sent me because your confession was taking too long. Sol picks a fight, but Kai's energy is that of a man who's already defeated himself.
Yeah?
Pushing Kai to his limits, Sol drags what's left of the old Kai out to the surface, showing some signs of life. But before things heat up, young Sin grabs Sol's leg and says, I hate Dad, but if Dad gets hurt, Mom will cry, and I won't forgive anyone who makes Mom cry.
Okay, Sin, protect your
Sol
mom.
asks the child if he's scared. Sin says that he is, but it doesn't matter. Sol then turns to Kai and says that his son is already tougher than he is.
Dang, dude.
Kai asks Sol if he can take care of Sin for a
Oh,
while,
train him?
knowing it's an unreasonable request. Sol asks if this is the answer that Kai found. Kai says it's not, but with a little time, he can make a safe world where his wife and child can smile. Sol then accepts without hesitation.
Interesting.
Well then, no complaints on what kind of man he becomes.
Alright. I'm just worried there's something badass to happen soon.
2184 AD.
Okay.
Chip
Hey,
Zanuck travels
Chip!
to a lawless
We
area
love
in the
Chip,
southern
dude.
part of Africa and
I might
declares it
play
the
Chip
Eastern
first.
Chip Kingdom,
Eastern
taking
Chip?
thousands of families under poverty and criminals under his weight. As this area has seen little aid following the Crusades, Chip manages to re-establish some stability, earn the people's respect, and is working
Let's
towards
go!
UN
I'm playing
recognition.
Chip for
He
sure and
chooses a
strong.
ninja businessman named
Answer!
as his right hand, and appoints himself president of a kingdom.
Yes, sir.
2185
We love Chip.
AD.
Is this
Young Sin
Sin?
decides it's time he learned how to fight.
Yes.
And wonders about using Sol's weapon. Sol doubts it. Noting his affinity for lightning, Sin says it needs to be something that he can charge into battle with, that's manly and stylish, and most importantly, eye-catching.
Like an eagle.
Sol sarcastically tells him to go wave a flag. Guilty Gear 2 Overture.
Alright. Ooh. Yeah, odds are I might not, like, ever play any of the old games. But I kind of want to. Maybe if there's, like, a big sale someday. Like, if there's a bulk sale for the Arc System Work titles, I might try to pick up as many of the old ones as I can.
Dormant gears begin to disappear without explanation.
Oh, no.
Based on the date of the first recorded occurrence, these events are later referred to as the Baptisma 13 incident.
What the heck? That's
backyard.
a freaking creepy name.
The backyard is an extremely mechanical and autonomous world of information.
Oh yeah, the backyard. I forgot
that
about it.
creates all possibilities and determines all events.
What if Eno came from the
Consider
backyard?
infinite potential occurrences being reduced to a single outcome by an automated process of discards and selections. The results
Whoa.
are determined calculations, and thus they could be described as destiny.
Way
Despite
too
the
dank.
astronomically low probability of occurring, the phenomenon known as the Big Bang could be considered the result of all other outcomes being discarded. In other words, the backyard is a programming language, and the universe in which we live
Came from it?
is the software. If any normal human were to enter the backyard, they would instantly be crushed to death by the density of information contained within.
Jesus. So it's like the
first
Gojo's
one.
domain expansion?
A being is created within the backyard at a point in time that would be impossible to discern
The
using
first
our world
one.
as a reference point. The template of a specific human woman is used to create the body, and the soma is provided so that it may gain consciousness. But some irregularities occur due to the intervention of Mother.
What?
As such, Valentine is born.
Valentine.
After
Oh, I got
performing a
chills. Is this
self-diagnostic,
Elfel?
Valentine concludes that she is not someone named Arya, but queries who
Arya!
is, as excess memories and emotions appear to be present, containing feelings for someone named Frederick.
Oh.
With no way to interpret this residual data, emotional processes are put on hold until she can complete her objective to find a key for Mother, but
Okay.
there appears to be no exit. She wanders aimlessly for an undetermined period of time until she encounters a talkative, sleazy black sphere named Lucifero. It
Okay.
follows her. Somewhere, an autonomous troublemaker, only referred to as Mr. A to protect his honor,
Okay.
accidentally and unconsciously causes a gate to appear, allowing Valentine to exit the backyard.
Axel!
She
The
steps in through and arrives on Earth in the year 2186 AD.
Okay. Interesting.
40 dormant years have vanished without
So
explanation.
it seems like things are about to
Sid,
start heating
who's grown
up.
into a cheerful but unrefined youth, travels with Soul, collecting bounties. They spot a wanted poster for Soul, which she interprets as a tasteless call for help from King Kai Kisk of Illyria.
Ah.
Once they arrive at the castle, however, they notice the area is abandoned. Soul feels
Wait, he's
severe
actually
headache
fighting with a
and
flag.
is suddenly attacked by Valentine and her army of creatures called the Visuel.
Whoa.
Soul initially loses his composure, as Valentine's face is identical to
Yeah,
Arya,
Arya.
but he regains it upon determining that this is in fact a stranger. She states that she's after the key, and fights Soul to a stalemate before escaping, as she too begins to feel a headache. The
Interesting.
Visuel army
Is that like
fights
another
using
one
an
of his
unfamiliar,
kids,
powerful
technically,
form of
then?
magic that uses tuning outside
I like
of
the
the
jacket. That
steps.
was clean.
Soul and Sin are initially unable to fight at all, until a mysterious fox-eared yokai arrives and unlocks their ability to defeat this new enemy by optimizing the chords of their summoning magic. He introduces himself as Izuna,
Luna.
originating from Underworld Hill, a pseudo-space dimension close to the backyard.
Holy crap, this is
Home
getting
to other
crazy.
magic-based life forms called yokai. Signs seem to suggest that Underworld Hill is actually man-made, and that Izuna is the guardian spirit incarnation of an island that used to be known as Japan.
Oh!
Rare irregularities in the backyard can result in this kind of phenomena.
Interesting.
2187 AD. Inside Illyria Castle, the bodies of King Kai's convict hammer guard are strewn about, and the king himself is sealed with a powerful spell.
Oh, crap.
Next to him, Raven, the undying disease, is inexplicably present. He observes that Soul has now acquired the backyard's abilities
Oh,
and
no.
vanishes, asking Soul if he has a message for that man. As the seal holding the king is an advanced encrypted cord, Izuna suggests that they get help from one of the world's foremost magic experts, Dr. Paradigm.
Ooh,
They
yes.
journey to the Ganymede archipelago using Izuna's teleportation magic. Soul's hatred of Gears causes some initial tensions.
Yeah, he has to
But
get
Dr.
over it.
Paradigm's observations about the ongoing crisis provide unparalleled insight. He correctly identifies Soul as Frederick, the scientist from 100 years ago.
Wow.
Soul reveals that the usage of limitless energy without knowing its source was an alarming prospect to scientists and scholars at the time, but humanity was too desperate to look a gift horse in the mouth following the dawn of revival. It was then hypothesized that the source of magic was a superior dimension, thus creating the backyard theory.
Okay.
Dr. Paradigm explains that the cube he discovered appears to be a control interface where man could manipulate this world, and that the survival in dense information space could be made possible with the original gear cells specifically created by that man.
Jeez.
Dr. Paradigm frees King Kai. Sin immediately asks if his mother is safe, but when Kai can't say for sure, Sin chews him out as a king incapable of protecting anything.
Yikes.
And leaves.
Yeah, where's
That
Dizzy?
explains that a few days ago, Dizzy began to fade away like the other vanishing gears. So to save her, he used up the Thunder Seal's magic to create a temporal barrier, holding her in stasis mid-disintegration.
I see.
Dr. Paradigm, suspecting Dizzy had been kept alive as another weaponized gear in the hands of the government, explains that she is a complete backup of Justice, so she too contains the special gear cells that would allow one to enter the cube.
So she could go in, right?
Must thus be absorbing gears in search of these cells. Dr. Paradigm moves to destroy Dizzy to mitigate all risks, but Kai stops him, openly proclaiming that he has fallen in love with a gear. Dizzy can still be saved if Valentine is defeated, but Valentine abducts and mind controls Sin instead. Since he too is a descendant of Justice, she retrieves the key from his gear cells and leaves him behind to deal with Soul.
Yo, what is this manga? This looks freaking good. Yo, I underestimated Guilty Gear. I didn't expect stuff like this.
After defeating a brainwashed Sin,
Dang,
the group chases after her, but she's already accessed a dimensional gate to the backyard.
Yikes. Yeah, good stuff, Sin. He does care. Yo, Sin seems like a good guy.
Fighting alongside
Holy crap, this looks like
Sin begins to
this looks like Nier Automata.
But none are able to open the gate until that man appears.
Uh-oh. Final boss? Ooh.
The gear maker himself,
But they keep on hiding his face. Is he a character that we already know?
Soul remarks that his appearance has really fallen, and that man accepts it, as well as the blame for the Crusades and turning Soul into a gear.
Yeah, he played Soul and Arya.
However, he explains that there's no time to deal with any of this because Valentine, the Universal Will's offspring, needs to be stopped.
Oh.
Before any answers can be given, that man casts an effect on the group that allows them to pass beyond the gate.
I feel like he wants to use Dizzy since she's the next coming of Justice.
Density of the backyard.
And Valentine doesn't want Dizzy to exist.
Soul, Izuna, Dr. Paradigm, and eventually Sin enter the gate and arrive at the edge of isolated space. Valentine has begun the process of unlocking the cube, but is interrupted. Soul rushes ahead while the others keep her busy. Unable to understand why she keeps failing, Valentine wonders if the emotional processes she put on hold are the cause. She suddenly gets furious.
Okay, so because of Arya's feelings,
armored form, loosely reminiscent of Justice.
So because of her feelings, like subconsciously the same as Arya's, it's making it hard for her to fight. This is like Persona.
Due to the similarities in the programming of the cube and Soul's own gear cells, he is able to understand the unlock process, but short on time, he simply breaks it completely.
Dang.
Valentine loses her purpose and prepares to self-destruct while closing the gate. Soul stays behind to stop her final form with his dragon install, while the others escape.
Dragon install, let's go. Jesus. Now this is definitely looking like Bayonetta. Dragon install.
Valentine is destroyed. With no way out, Soul thinks of Arya. That man appears and tells Soul he needs to survive to face the universal will.
Jesus.
Merciless apocalypse.
Oh my god, what?
He then tells Frederick to live on as the flame of corruption. Soul asks if he was behind Valentine resembling Arya. That man says not at all, because Arya had already been killed by the two of them. Soul swears to kill the Gearmaker next time, and corrects him on the name as the gate opens to send him home. He isn't Frederick. His name is Soul.
That's right, Soul. Good stuff. Holy crap. I'm just ready for this apocalypse now, dog.
With the crisis averted, Dr. Paradigm begins the process of saving Dizzy. Kai offers Dr. Paradigm a place in Illyria for Gears to live in the open for the sake of his wife and child.
Interesting.
Soul thinks back on that man's words and wonders. Asuka, what are you thinking?
What? Alright, and that's it. Holy crap. Dang. Okay, I don't have too much to say this time around, since, you know, I didn't really have many questions. Probably my only question is, where does Elfelt fall into this? Because I know that Elfelt's name is Valentine as well, so maybe, you know, maybe something happened, you know, maybe another one will be created. I don't know. I don't have the answers to it, but I know I'm going to be very excited when we eventually see Elfelt. I want to see how she came to be. But yeah, now that we're introduced to, like, you know, different timelines, we got a time jumper, like, Ino, right? Oh man, Ino's hot. But, Ino has essentially the same power as D4C, where she can, like, I mean, hers is a little, I don't know if I could say if it's stronger than D4C or not, but the ability to, like, jump into different realities. And, you know, D4C can pull different things from different realities in. So, like, say he's about to get shot in the head, he can just jump into a different reality and replace himself with another version or something. It's very crazy. But I feel like any world, any universe with lore, so Guilty Gear, League of Legends, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, you know, all those with the crazy good lore, I feel like once you introduce time travel or alternate realities, that's when I am, like, fully hooked. And I'm like, okay, this is amazing. This is crazy now. Because then you get threats that could be introduced that are bigger than anything you've ever known in that current world. So, I just think things are going to get crazy. And this apocalypse that the gear maker is referring to is probably going to be insane. I hope they get Ino out of the ice. And I hope she becomes a good character to try to help them. And also, I want more of Jam. All we got to see of Jam was that her freaking restaurant got burned down by Robo-Kai, and I don't like that. I don't vibe with Robo-Kai anymore. But yeah, thanks to everyone who tuned in. I'm going to get straight to the next video. See ya.